Okay, welcome again, my dear friends. And today we will continue. First, first 5 minutes we will revise, and then we will continue. Is it okay? I hope there should be no doubt. Enjoy each and every session, and our speed is very slow, so that every one of you can understand each and every concept. In these 5 to 10 minutes, a quick revision should be there, and please concentrate here. Left your pen and look at your computer screen and just try to concentrate and try to speak with me whatever I am speaking so that you can revise in a very proper way. Up to this point, we have covered diffusion in gases. Is it clear? We started with the mass transfer operation. First, we have defined a difference between mass transfer operation and mechanical operation. Some positive points, some negative points. Then we discussed why we need mass transfer operation, in which cases mass transfer operations plays an important role. After that, we defined what are mass transfer operations. After that the incomplete mass transfer operations, what we are going to do. In complete mass transfer operation, we are doing only two things. First one is we are going to introduce a third element or a foreign element, and second one is that by supplying some heat. Is it clear? In complete mass transfer operations, these two processes we will apply. We have total six processes because we have three phases: solid, liquid, and gas. And we need to make combination of any two out of three. Then we have solid, solid. But this case is not possible because due to the extraordinarily slow rates of the diffusion. Second one is solid gas. That is okay. Any example of that one? Adsorption. Third one is solid liquid. Any example of this case? Leaching. After that, liquid liquid. We have simple example: liquid liquid extraction, liquid gas, absorption, stripping, distillation, and in gas, most of the gases are miscible in each other. After that, we have defined the definition of mass transfer, that the mass transfer operations are characterized by transfer of amount or substance from one phase to another phase, from one phase to another phase, or within same phase at molecular level, and it refers to the separation process. Then we discussed the driving force of mass transfer operation. The driving force of the mass transfer operations are chemical potential. After that, we discussed our component that we need to separate in complete mass transfer operation. Our component, that is A, that our A component, that our A component may be present in solid form, liquid form, or gaseous form. If it is present in gaseous form, then we need to represent in terms of partial pressure, in terms of mole fraction, or in terms of concentration. In similar way, for liquids, for liquids, if we need to define liquid, then we will represent in terms of concentration, mole fraction, and molar density. And if it is solid, then in terms of weight. Is it clear? After that, we have four parameters which plays a very important role in your complete mass transfer operations. First one is number of equilibrium stages. Second one is time required. Third one is energy requirement. And fourth one is permissible flow rates. I hope up to this point, each and everything should be crystal clear. After that, we have defined flux, velocity, and concentration. We have two types of concentration. One is molar concentration, and second one is mass concentration. The unit of molar concentration, kilomole per meter cube, and mass concentration, kg per meter cube. I hope there should be no doubt. After that, we have defined velocity. Then we have defined two types of velocity: mass average velocity and molar average velocity. After that, flux. In flux, we have defined two types of fluxes. One is mass flux, and second one is molar flux. In flux also, in each type of flux, we have three parts. First, if we are going to discuss mass flux, then with respect to the frame of reference, because frame of reference plays a very important role. First is with respect to the stationary frame, and I hope you remember all those examples in a very proper way. That I was A at that time, you are in B, then I was going to diffuse. Is it clear? I hope all those examples should be clear to each and everyone, because we gave a lot of time to those concepts. After that, second one with respect to the mass average velocity, and third one is with respect to the molar average velocity. If you are going to discuss mass flux, then our representation is Ni, I of I, J of I. With respect to stationary frame, with respect to stationary, with respect to mass average velocity, and with respect to molar average velocity. If second, that is molar average, that is molar flux, that is Ni, I of I, and J of I, that is with respect to stationary frame, with respect to, that is mass average velocity, and with respect to molar average velocity. Is it clear? These two are very important for us. That's why we have cleared each and every concept. Is it clear? After that, we discussed two types of mass transfer. One is interphase mass transfer, and second one is intraphase mass transfer. I have given you examples that interphase means one phase to another phase, and intraphase within same phase. Is it clear? After that, I have told you convective flux or convective mass transfer coefficient. Na is equal to Kc into Ca1 minus Ca2. And the unit of Kc was meter per second. I hope up to this point there should be no doubt. After that, we started diffusion, and diffusion may be of two types. One is because we compared this diffusion to the convection from heat transfer operation. As we have already studied in our heat transfer, that we have two types of convection. One is natural molecular convection, and second one is forced convection. In similar way, we defined here that we have two types of diffusion. One is natural molecular diffusion, and second one is forced molecular diffusion. Or in the language of mass transfer, what we can say? We can say that eddy diffusion, because eddies are present in turbulent flow, not in laminar flow. Is it clear? Then we discuss Fick's first law, its statement, its physical significance. Please write in comment box its second name. Its second name is random walk process. After that, its mathematical equation JAZ is equal to minus of DAB dCA by dZ. Then the physical significance of that diffusivity. Why there is negative? Why is there negative sign? We have discussed all those concepts. Mass diffusivity is a system property or self property? write down in comment box. That is simple, a system property. At that point, I gave you one more concept, that is mass diffusibility, momentum diffusibility, thermal diffusibility, and kinematic viscosity all have same unit, and that unit is meter square per second. After that, we derived one general formula for diffusion in gases, and that formula was Na is equal to N into Ia plus Ja. This term is known as self diffusivity flux. This term is known as self diffusivity flux, and this term is known as, because this is due to convection, convective flux. And this one with respect to a stationary frame, and with the help of that fish and pond example, we have explained the physical significance of this formula also, and we have explained the physical significance of each type of flux is also. Is it clear? I hope there should be no doubt. After that, we have derived two formulas or two cases. Our case first was steady state diffusion of A, steady state diffusion of A through non-diffusive B, steady state diffusion of A through non-diffusive B, and in that case, NB is equal to 0. With the help of one example, two examples, we have already seen the physical significance of that also. And we had formula for that one, Na is equal to DAB P by RTZ PA1 minus PA2 divided by PBM, that is paneer butter masala. That was our simple formula. Na is equal to DAB P by RTZ PA1 bar minus PA2 bar divided by PBM. We know that the value of PA1 plus PB1 is equal to P is equal to PA2 plus PB2. Please remember this one. So many times we have confusion that sir PA1 plus PA2 or PA1 plus PB1. We also defined the value of PBM, that is nothing but PB2 minus PB1 divided by ln PB2 divided by PB1. Is it clear? Case second, that is equimolar counter diffusion. In case of equimolar counter diffusion, Na is equal to minus of Nb, or Na plus Nb is equal to 0. If we will write this one, then Na is equal to DAB by RTZ PA1 minus PA2. Is it clear? If we will take ratio of both one, as we solved in GATE 2017 question, Na first divided by Na second, that is PB by M. And if you remember, we solved that question, the answer was 1.08. 2 marks, easy marks. I hope up to this point, there should be no doubt. In last class, we have discussed this one. Is it clear? Now we will proceed. And now we are going to discuss one of the most important concept, that is diffusion through variable area. Please try to concentrate here, and that is a very important concept, and we will discuss. I hope up to this point each and everything is clear. Once in my class, you have one of the best point that once I will finish the mass transfer operation in my class, then automatically that mass transfer operation you will also finish. Otherwise, in some classes, what will happen? Only teacher finish the syllabus, not students. But in my classes, both of us will finish at the same time. When I will finish at that time, you will also finish mass transfer operation in a very proper manner. It's my 1000% promise to everyone. Just try to think it is our 8th class and we are up to only diffusion. Otherwise, in most of the coaching, what will happen? In 20 to 30 hours, their mass transfer operation is finished and we will take at least 50 to 60 hours to finish mass transfer operation. Is it clear? Come to the point. Our next one is diffusion through a variable area. Diffusion through a variable area. Diffusion through a variable area. Very important concept and simple also. Is it clear? We have two cases, but here in our GATE syllabus we will discuss only one, and that which one we will discuss? We will discuss only spherical one. Is it clear? Can you give me any example in which as the diffusion increases and the diffusion is going to take place, then automatically shape is going to reduce? A very simple example. Suppose you have some naphthalene balls, and if you will put these naphthalene balls in air, then after some time, what will happen? Their size is going to increase or decrease? Their size is going to decrease because as diffusion takes place, their size is going to decrease. One more example I can give you, a very simple practical example. In most of the houses, in I can say in every houses, in our washroom, we have odonils. Is it clear? We use odonil, but after some time, what will happen? If you analyze that per day, the size of the odonil is going to increase or decrease? Then after some time, the size of the odonil is going to decrease. Then after some time, it will reduce it up to a very small quantity. All these are cases of diffusion through a variable area. Is it clear? Or we can take example of naphthalene ball. Now we will try to correlate. Just first, you should have a insight of that subject. You should have insight of that topic, that why we are going to discuss it. What should be our aim to derive this one? Our main aim is to correlate such type of concept in which we are able to correlate that the in which way the value of flux is going to decrease with time. Our main motto is to relate is to make a relation size versus time. As the time is going to increase, its size is going to decrease. Is it clear? I hope there should be no doubt. I have two methods to derive this, but I will go through the simple one, and which one is, because all of us are math students, then we will use mathematical method. Is it clear? Our case first, diffusion in a diffusion in a diffusion in a spherical geometry. Diffusion in a spherical geometry. Diffusion in a spherical geometry. Is it clear? First, I will draw a diagram, then we will proceed. Just a second here. Okay, we are okay with this one only. We are going to consider a spherical shell. Assume it is R of S. S denotes for sphere. Assume this one is R and this strip is of dr. In this direction, suppose diffusion is going to take place. At this point, flux at Na at R, and here flux at Na at R plus dr. And these are your concentric shells. Concentric shell. And this one is shrinking sphere. Initially, it has this size, but as time passes, it is going to shrink. Shrinking sphere. Shrinking sphere. Is it clear? Now we are actually what we are doing, just we are showing that in which way mass transfer is going to take place, and we are going to consider at any time t, situation of at any time t. Is it clear? I hope you draw this diagram. There is no rocket science. Now we can take any example, evaporation of a drop of water, or we can take example of naphthalene, evaporation of naphthalene also. Is it clear? Evaporation of evaporation of a drop of water. Evaporation of a drop of water in stagnant air. In stagnant air will be analyzed. In stagnant air will be analyzed as a general case here. As a general case, we are going to consider. We are going to consider an evaporating drop. An evaporating drop that has radius rs. That has radius rs. At any instant t. At any instant t. Consider a thin spherical shell. Consider a thin spherical shell thin spherical shell of inner radius r of inner radius r of inner radius small r, and we already assume thickness dr or delta r, and thickness delta r as shown in the above figure. As shown in the above figure. Here also we have a binary mixture of A and B. Our A is water vapor because diffusion of water vapor is going to take place. Is it clear? And where diffusion takes place, the outside is medium, and in that medium, which one is present? In that medium, air is present. Is it clear? And that is stagnant. So it comes under the category of which case? You already know. So we can say that we have a binary system. We have a binary system which involves binary system which involves diffusion of water vapor, diffusion of water vapor, A, diffusion of water vapor through air, that is B. Is it clear? Now suppose we have 2 points at R and at R plus delta R. If we are going to consider a mass balance across that section, from our process calculation, we know that in minus out is equal to accumulation if there is no generation. Is it clear? Then we are able to write the equation of input and output. I have already told you rate is equal to flux into area. We have flux and we have sphere. We will multiply by area of the sphere, then we will get automatically the rate. Is it clear? So we can write rate of input of A into the thin shell at r is equal to r, that is nothing but 4 pi r square n A at r. In similar way, rate of output of A from the thin shell at r is equal to r plus dr or delta r. 4 pi r square because the value of delta r is very less, and once you will square, some of you are thinking, sir, why you did not write r plus delta r square? So it is for just for your sake of knowledge. Value of delta r is very small, and when you will square it, then automatically very small quantity. So that's why we neglect that one nearly into n a at r plus delta r or dr. Is it clear? And we will apply which type of balance? We will apply steady state balance. Then we can write at a at steady state balance, at steady state balance at steady, when we know what is the meaning of steady state, whenever you will find the steady state, then the steady state means accumulation will be zero. Steady state means accumulation will be zero. Is it clear? Then we will find out in minus out. In minus out should be accumulation, and accumulation at steady state means accumulation will be zero. To remember steady state, you can analyze like this. Suppose we have a system that is totally corruption free, and these are our leaders, and these are the people. Whatever they will they are getting from the government, they are going to just transfer to the totally to the welfare of the people. There is no accumulation. That is steady state. But what will happen nowadays? Suppose they are getting 100 crore or rupees and they are going to transfer 50 crore. Where is that 50 crore? In their pocket. So that is unsteady state. In that case, there is no accumulation. And in this case, there is accumulation. So we have a case steady state. So at steady state, the value of accumulation will be 0. So we can write mass balance equation input minus output is equal to accumulation. This input is nothing but 4 pi r square at n a at r minus 4 pi r square n a r plus delta r, and accumulation is 0. Very important derivation. If you don't know this derivation, then you are not able to solve that GATE 2019 question. 4 pi r square, is it clear? Then from our 11th class knowledge, from differentiation, then we are able to write, if we will divide both sides, divide both sides by delta r, and taking limits, and taking limits, delta r tends to 0. Is it clear? Then what we will get? Limit delta r tends to 0, 4 pi r square n a at r minus 4 pi r square n a at r plus delta r divided by delta r, that should be equal to 0. Is it clear? From our knowledge, we know that when limit delta x tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by this, then, but it is in opposite nature because na at r comes first and na at r plus r coming later. That's why we need to take negative sign. Then what we will take from this equation? Simple. This equation will convert to the minus of d by dr, minus of d by dr into 4 pi r square into na, that should be equal to 0. From this, you need to remember one very important result. From that concept also, you got one question in your GATE examination. Is it clear? I hope up to this point there should be no doubt. Now again from your 11th class knowledge, from calculus differential, the differentiation of any constant will be equal to 0. What does it mean? This complete quantity, this complete quantity should be equal to 0. This complete quantity should be equal to 0. It means this complete quantity should equal to constant because the differentiation of any value is constant. Is it clear? I hope initially I told that this complete quantity is 0. This complete quantity is constant, not 0. Is it clear? Then what we can say from this one? 4 pi r square into Na. This quantity is constant because we know that from our mathematics the differentiation of any constant will be 0. I hope there should be no doubt. Please remember this result. This result is very, very important. What we can say from this one? From this one, what we can say? This is 4 pi r square. That is nothing. That is area. Na is flux. Then flux into area is equal to rate. That is constant. And we are going to assume W. I hope up to this point there should be no doubt. We can conclude one point from here. Please remember this point and note down. In my class, each and every point is very important. So please remember each and everything. It's my 1000% promise to you. You will not get a single question outside from our classroom notes. Then write down. It is a very important result. 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 For which case? For steady state diffusion. For steady state diffusion. For steady state diffusion. Through which type of area? Through a variable area. Through a variable area. And can be generalized as and can be generalized as simple. We can write 4 pi r square is nothing, that is area, that area into flux is equal to constant. Is it clear? There should be no doubt, and it should be remembered by each and everyone. Is it clear? From this concept also, there is one 2 marks question in your GATE exam, one in GATE 2019, and one more question. Is it clear? I hope up to this point there should be no doubt. Now remember one thing, when we discuss this case, I hope up to this point there should be no doubt. Each and everything should be crystal clear. As I mentioned that which a component is going to diffuse, A is going to diffuse, where it is going to diffuse. In B, what is A? A is water vapor, B is air. This air is in stagnant, yes or no? This air is stagnant in nature. We have already discussed two cases. Just write in comment box that it comes under the category of which case. It comes under the category of case first, that is steady state diffusion of A, steady state diffusion of A through non-diffusive B. Steady state diffusion of A through non-diffusive B. Is it clear? Now we will derive one more formula related to this one. Is it clear? I hope up to this point. Okay. Now we will proceed. Again, we have a binary mixture having two components A and B. A is water vapor, which is going to diffuse in stagnant air. Is it clear? So what we can say in this case, or in the above case which we are going to discuss, in the above case, water vapor diffuses out. Water vapor diffuses out, but air is stagnant. But air does not. But air does not diffuses out, because it is not soluble, or it is insoluble in water. It is not soluble in water. It is not soluble in water. Is it clear? So it is case. This case is A diffusing through A diffusing through stagnant non-diffusing B. Is it clear? We have general formula. We already have, and we derived this one. Na is equal to N into Ia plus Ja. Is it clear? We can write like this. Na is equal to Na plus Nb into IA plus J, the value of NB is equal to 0 because it corresponds to the case first. Then we are able to write NA is equal to NA into IA plus J, or simple we can write NA is equal to 1 minus YA is equal to J, but we need to derive this formula in terms of partial pressure. Then simple, what we are able to write YA, I have already told you YA can be written as CA by C or PA by P. Is there any doubt? We are simple, we are doing revision, or NA is equal to 1 minus PA by P is equal to minus DAB DCA by DZ. Yes or no? And after solving, what we will get? We will get NA is equal to minus of DAB P by RT into P minus PA into dPA by R square. I hope there should be no doubt up to this point because we have already done all these calculations. Or this equation we can write like that: dP by or dPA by P minus PA is equal to, if we are going to write this one, dPA by this quantity, then remaining quantity we can write like this: NA RT R square minus DAB into P. Is it clear? Just before 2 minutes, we have derived one formula, that is W is equal to 4 pi R square into N. Is it clear? Or from this equation, 4 pi R square into NA is equal to W. Yes or no? At the place of NA, we are able to write NA is equal to W by 4 pi R square. Yes or no? When we will put the value of Na from that equation, then what we will get? You can take minus sign here. dPA by P minus PA, that should be equal to WRT, because R square and R square will finish. That is 4 pi into DAB P by into dr by R square. Is it clear? Dr by R square. I hope up to this point there should be no doubt. Now simply we can take limits and integrate. From where to where we need to integrate? At R is equal to Rs to R is equal to R infinite. R is equal to Rs to R is equal to R infinite, or we can say in opposite. Initially the size was R infinite, but at time t the its value is Rs. Is it clear? This equation will be integrated from R is equal to Rs. What is the meaning of S? Some of you are thinking that sir it is for sphere. Sometimes we can denote one more notation, that S means at surface. Is it clear? That we can say the surface of the drop. At the surface of the drop, at the surface of the drop, to R is equal to R infinite or infinity, it is very far away from the drop. Very far away from the drop. Very far away from the drop. Is it clear? And here we are going to assume that PA is equal to PAS at surface and PA is equal to PA at infinite. Is it clear? Is there any rocket science? No. Now when we will put the limit dPA by P minus PA is equal to, this is complete constant term, WRT 4 pi into dAB into P, one more term I hope here, dr by r square. Is it clear? From where to where? When its value is Rs, then automatically here you will get PAS and here PA infinite at R infinite. Is it clear? In some book you will find out that R infinite, but we know that 1 by infinite, that value tends to 0. Is it clear? After solving, we will get? We will get ln P minus PA infinity divided by P minus PAS, that should be equal to WRT 4 pi DAB into P divided by 1 by RS. Is it clear? Because 1 minus R infinity will be 0. I hope up to this point there should be no doubt. We can write in terms of W also. Actually, formula is not a important deal. Everyone, because it is not possible to mug up each and every formula. But the important thing is that the approach, in which way we are going to solve the questions, in which way we are going to approach all these questions. That is the one of the most important key, and that we need to take care of this one. Is it clear? That W is equal to 4 pi DABP RS divided by RT ln P minus PA infinite divided by P minus AS. Is it clear? Up to this point, there should be no doubt. Is it clear? But our next aim is to correlate this rate, or is to correlate this flux, or is to correlate this mass transfer with time. Is it clear? As we know that, suppose we have an epsilon ball, and as the value of time increases, then automatically what will happen? As time passes, its size will decrease. Is it clear? That's why we need to put a negative sign in terms of rate. One more thing, from your ninth class knowledge, whenever we will use a term that is rate, then what does it signify? It signifies that rate is something quantity. We have something quantity that is going to change with the time. We have some quantity that is going to change with the time, as the rate of change of velocity, acceleration, the rate of change of displacement, velocity, whatever. When there will be anything in your mind that something rate means something, that something quantity is going to change with the time. Is it clear? In similar way we will discuss here. Is it clear? Now rate is equal to W is equal to minus of d by dt. Why I put negative sign? Because as time is going to increase, its size is going to decrease. Is it clear? Then we know that, just from your 11th class knowledge, mole concept, mole is equal to given mass by molecular mass, given mass by molecular mass, given mass is equal to, tell me, density into volume. We are going to take sphere. For sphere, 4 by 3 pi r cube. Is it clear? We will put all these value here. Initially it is n by m, given mass by, given mass by molecular mass is equal to density into volume, and volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. I hope there should be no doubt in this concept. So I can write directly volume 4 by 3 pi r cube, density rho A divided by m. Is it clear? Because in some books it is given directly, but in this way we will derive this one. I hope it should be clear now. Mole is equal to given mass by molecular mass, and given mass is equal to volume into density. And we are going to consider the case of sphere, and that is volume into density, and volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. After solving, what we will get? Minus 4 by 3 pi rho A into ma. That is constant. That is 3rs square drs by dt. 3 and 3 will cancel out. What we will get? Minus 4 pi rho A by ma rs square drs by dt. drs by dt. I hope up to this point there should be no doubt. Is it clear? We have already one equation, this one. Can we put the value of this value of w from that equation? There should be no doubt. So we have minus of 4 pi rho A divided by ma into rs square drs by dt, and that should be equal to 4 pi, so that so many terms will cancel out, pi dab p by rt into rs ln p minus pa infinite divided by p minus vas. Is it clear? 4 pi and 4 pi will cancel out. Is it clear? One rs and rs will also cancel out, and finally we will get a equation. Again here we will take one more assumption, because most of you just mugged up that formula, and in exam your formula will not work. After some time today, after nearly 10-20 minute class more, just we are going to take one assumption, that is pseudo steady state assumption. Pseudo steady state assumption. Pseudo steady state assumption. According to this assumption, the drop size changes. The drop size changes. The drop size changes so slowly. The drop size changes so slowly that the diffusion of water vapor, that the diffusion of water vapor that the diffusion of water vapor through the surrounding air virtually at, why virtually? Because it is not possible that steady state at all the time. Virtually at steady state, virtually at steady state at all time. Virtually at steady state all the time. Is it clear? Now in future they will ask one question from this concept. Suppose you have a drop, and at any instant the value of radius will be given in the question, and they will ask the time, calculate the value of that time in which its size will reduce to this one. Or they can ask a question like that, calculate the value of that time when size is going to 0. Think for the best and prepare for the worst. Is it clear? Just now we are going to solve. After solving, just we will get minus of rs node to rs prime into rs drs dab P into MA divided by RT into rho A ln P minus PA infinite divided by P minus AS dt 0 to T prime. Is it clear that we are going to assume if at any time t, if at any time t is equal to 0, the drop size is the drop size is RS node, and at any time t prime the drop size is RS prime. Very simple mathematics because this complete is like a constant. Then after solving and the value integration of x into dx x square by, then what you will get, and you can exchange the limit also because we know that a to b f of x into dx is equal to minus of b to a f of x into dx. Is it clear? Then we will get r s node square minus r s prime square, that is divided by 2 dab p by p into ma divided by rt into rho a ln p minus pa infinite divided minus pa minus pas into simple p prime minus 0. Is it clear? I hope there should be no doubt. After solving, we can also write equation. There is no need to mug up this equation, but you need to follow the procedure. R s node square minus R s prime square 2 dab p ma by 2 rt into rho a into t prime ln p minus pa infinite divided by p minus pas. Is it clear? I hope there should be no rocket science. In similar way, we can also derive one more expression. The value of that time, the value of that time when it totally disappears, it means at that t prime when rs prime value will be 0. Is it clear? We can apply this formula and we can put very easily. Then at rs prime is equal to 0, and at this value we are able to calculate the value of time or t prime. We will get t prime is equal to rd into rho a rs node square divided by 2 into dab p into ma, that is then ln p minus pa infinite divided by p minus pas. Is it clear? But again, please, there is no need to mug up all these concepts, but you need to know the fundamental concept. I hope this concept should be clear to each and everyone. Now we will solve two questions, and after that today class will be over. Just again, first question is, I hope this question is 6 or 7. Sixth one is there. Species A, first read question carefully. Species A is diffusing at steady state from a sphere of radius 1 centimeter into a stagnant fluid. If the diffusive flux at a distance r is equal to 3 centimeter is this one, then calculate flux at this value. I need answer from each and everyone. Please write in comment box. 2 marks, easy marks, if you understand the concept. Otherwise, so many students will derive the formula. Then at the time of exam, at the time of result, their rank will also derive. Initially one, then one more zero, one more zero, one more zero, like that. I hope every one of you got it. Very simple. First, read question carefully. We know that area into flux is equal to constant. Area into flux is equal to constant. And area is 4 pi r square into and A is equal to constant. So we are able to write 4 pi and 4 pi will cancel out r1 square and A1 is equal to r2 square into Na2. We have value of, read question carefully. At r is equal to 3 centimeter. At r is equal to 3 centimeter and A1 is equal to, the value is 27. We are not going to change the unit because we need the same answer. Now we need to calculate at r2 is equal to 9 centimeter, the value of Na2. Will you get much more easier question than this in 2 marks? 3 square into 27, that should be equal to 9 square into Na2. 3 3 are 9, 9 and 9, and 9 3 are 27, and A2 is equal to, you will get 3 mole per, per centimeter per square second. 2 marks, easy marks. I hope there should be no doubt. Is it clear? Are yes or no? Is it clear? One more question. Very nice question. That is question number 7. Again, a very nice question. If you know the derivation, then only you are able to solve this question. But if you don't know the derivation, these formulas will not work here. That's why I am not a mad person that I gave 1 hour to derive all these concepts, basic concepts, because I know the fundamentals of paper. Now we are going to solve this question. First, read question carefully. Two spherical camphor particles of radius 20 centimeter and 5 centimeter far away from each other are undergoing sublimation. Once you will read the question, just try to get the physical significance of that one. Undergoing sublimation. What does it mean? Will area remain constant? No. Area is going to change. And if area is going to change, then we need to apply which case? Changing area of air. The mass transfer coefficient is proportional to the r of t is the radius at any time t. Assume that the partial pressure of camphor far away from the sphere of the particle is 0. It means Pa infinite should be equal to 0 as we derived. Assume quasi steady state, identical ambient condition and negligible heat effects. If T1 and T2 are the times required, again same concept, required for sublimation of the 20 centimeter and 5 centimeter camphor particles respectively, the ratio of the T1 by T2, the ratio of, I hope missing, the ratio of T1 by T2 is this one. One thing is clear, that is, this is a case of changing cross sectional area. For such type of case, what we know, flux into area is equal to rate. Is it clear? We have which case? We have a case of sphere. It is our left hand side and it is our right hand side. With the help of right hand side and left hand side, we will derive this one. Very fundamental question. Just before 5 minutes, I have defined that rate is nothing but something that is going to change with the time. And we need to put a negative sign here. That is d by dt, number of moles. And moles is given mass by molecular mass. Why negative sign? Because size is going to decrease with the time. Moles is equal to given mass by molecular mass. given mass by molecular mass. We can also write like this: d by dt. Just a second. D by dt is equal to given mass by molecular mass minus of d by dt density into volume divided by molecular mass. We can also write like this: rate is equal to minus of d by dt density by molecular mass into 4 by 3 pi r cube. All these concepts I already explained here. If someone attended my class at that time for that student, that question was very easy. Minus of rho by m 4 by 3 into pi into 3 r square into dr by dt. Is it clear? 3 and 3 will cancel out and we will get rate is equal to minus of rho by m 4 pi r square into dr by dt. I hope up to this point there should be no doubt because I explained this before 5 minutes. Then now we will think about left hand side, that is flux into area. From the basic fundamental equation of mass transfer, what we know that flux is equal to mass transfer coefficient into driving force. This is the basic equation. Now we have different mass transfer coefficient which we will discuss later, but just for your sake of knowledge, kx or ky, kc or kg. When we will use kx, then driving force will be xa1 minus xa2. When we will use ky, then ky1 minus ky2. If kc, then driving force is kc1 minus kc2. And if we are going to use kg, then pa1 minus pa2. I hope there should be no doubt in this one. So in this here flux we can write Na is equal to, because we need to write in terms of partial pressure. Is it clear? Then we can write kg into delta p, simple. But in question it is mentioned that mass transfer coefficient is directly proportional to, that mass transfer coefficient is inversely proportional to, this question is incomplete here, I hope. My r of t inversely proportional to 1 by r of t. Just check question. Is it clear? Then we will get very simply this kg value is directly proportional to r of t square. This is given in the question. In this question, some misprinting was there. Is it clear? Then what we can write, kg is equal to just any constant k, r of t square, radius at any time t. Is it clear? From this, we can write Na is equal to k into r of t, that is square, into delta p. I hope there should be no doubt. Then left hand side can be written as k divided by r of t square, delta p into area, that is 4 pi r square. As we did in that case, same procedure we will apply here, because they formulated a new question. And here we will take both left hand side, k divided by r of t square into delta p into 4 pi r square. And here we have minus of rho by m 4 pi r square into dr by dt. This term and this term will finish, will cancel out. And what we will get? We will get minus of rho by m dr by dt. a prime delta p divided by r to the power 1 by 2. Just I did one mistake. In question, it is given 1 by k by 2. I don't know why our typist did that mistake. So for that, kg is inversely proportional to RT to the power 1 by 2. Here also 1 by 2. Here also 1 by 2. Here also 1 by 2. Sorry for that. Is it clear? Please check this question once again. R, R to the power 1 by 2. Is it clear? Now we will solve this question. R to the power 1 by 2 dr is equal to minus sign. This k prime delta p rho into m, all these are constant into dt. At any time 0 or at any time t, that is 0. Is it clear? After solving, t is directly proportional to r to the power 3 by 2. A very nice concept here. Then after solving, t1 by t2 is equal to r1 by r2 to the power 3 by 2. Is it clear? The r1 is 20, the r2 is 5. Just a minute, 20 and 5. 20 and 5 to the power 3 by 2. We can write 4 to the power 3 by 2. 2 to the power 2 into 3 by 2. And 8 is the correct answer. The ratio will be equal to 8. These two marks will be such type of marks which will give you an age. Your main motto in exam is that some questions are easy questions and that those questions will be solved by each and every candidate or most of the candidates. And actually, what is the cutoff? Cutoff is nothing but cutoff is nothing but the number of easy question present in exam. But if you need to get a good rank, then what is the basic cheat code for that? You need to solve 3 to 4 questions in such a way, and those questions should not be solved by others. That will give you an edge. Suppose you are going to solve 3 to 4 extra question, it means 6 to 7 marks, and that 6 to 7 marks will convert you from the a simple rank to the extraordinary rank, and that is the one of the most important part. Is it clear? I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you very much. This is a very important class, and you can revise again. If there is any doubt, I am coming to the platform. Thank you very much.